Hey guys, it's an absolutely beautiful day here, and today's video is all about planting trees. Now, my priority here is trees because they take the longest of anything to establish. And so coming into this property, I knew that the first thing I want to do is plant as many trees as possible. Plus, eventually the plan is to get rid of all of these eucalyptus that are not good for our local environment. But I'm planting trees first to take their place. Now, in my old property, it was much smaller, but I had a screen around the entire backyard where you really couldn't tell much that I had neighbors. And that's kind of the effect I'm going for here. I want to mask certain things and highlight certain things. So obviously masking houses and the greenhouses that are out there with nurseries behind me, but still keep the mountain views. Over here, I want to be able to mask the dry hill in the summertime and the neighbors' houses. And obviously get some privacy as well. Now, I don't usually do a product review. Normally I try something out for a year or so before recommending it to you guys. So it's kind of a coincidence when Badger Earth Tools contacted me about a tool that a lot of you guys said I should have when planting trees, and that is an auger. So the stipulation was that I could trial the product in front of you and give you my honest opinion, good or bad. So here it is. And if you and I like how this works and it does a good job, I got a 10% promotion code for you guys down in the description of this video. They have several drill and auger sizes. This drill size is a model 84. I have two of the auger attachments. This is the 6-inch, meaning diameter, hole. And this would be good for planting gallon-size pots. But for the trees, I'm going to need something a little bigger, so I have a 12-inch auger. Now, before we get started planting, I have some prep work to do because of the gophers. So I just make a simple gopher basket using wire. And you can use two different kinds of wire. You can use a chicken wire like this, and this is what I'm going to use for trees that are going to grow fairly quickly, and you don't want to have the roots confined by wire for years. This kind of chicken wire will rust away after a couple of years and leave the roots free to expand. And yet at that time, the roots will be too large for a gopher to care about. I would use hardware cloth on a plant that is going to be in the ground for a long time, but isn't going to outgrow the size that you're putting in, at least with the larger roots or stems. A couple months ago, I planted some liquid ambers here along the front fence of our property, and I chose those for a couple different reasons. Number one, they're deciduous. So in the winter and early spring, this hill behind me is covered in green grass and really pretty wildflowers. But the rest of the year, it looks like this, dry and dead. And so once these liquid ambers grow, they're going to lose their leaves in the fall with a spectacular, colorful show. And then they'll be completely free of leaves, allowing you to see the pretty hillside beyond. But then in the spring and summer, they're going to be leafed out and cover the dead hill behind. So having already planted these, I know exactly what kind of soil I'm dealing with over here along this fence. And on the fence, as it goes down the driveway, I want to plant several more trees to be able to create a mask between us and our neighbors. Our soil is a mix of decomposed granite and clay, which initially sounds like an inhospitable environment. But what I've found is that the mixture of the two with some organic matter makes a really well-draining soil that still holds on to a lot of moisture. When dry, however, it's a whole nother story. It is hard as a rock. If you follow me on my homestead channel, you probably saw us trying to go through the soil to create the vegetable garden with a rototiller, a pickaxe. We finally had to use a jackhammer. When it's not watered, it is hard as a rock. So this auger has its work cut out for it. We're really going to put it to the test. These are carrotwood trees, and they grow in zones 9 through 11. They're Australian natives. They're not fussy on water or soil. They grow about 40 feet tall and 30 feet wide. And I have 3 of them, so let's get planting. when planting trees, I could not forget our huge parking lot size patio and future tropical garden. I will be planting several trees out here in this area to give it the jungle look, but that means I have to drill straight through 8 inches of decomposed granite and gravel to reach the soil underneath. And there's also gopher wire under all of this that it's going to have to dig through as well. In planting this hedge right into the patio, I had to deal with a lot. So I will definitely see if this is going to make it easier. So I'll be actually transplanting a white sapote that I bought last September and planted down in what will be the new pasture area. I'm moving it up to the patio. It's a fast-growing tropical tree, zones 10 and 11. It has the fruit has a consistency of an avocado, but it has the flavor of a pineapple banana. It's going to get about 30 to 40 feet tall and 20 to 30 feet wide. I was at the nursery the other day and found these Lombardi poplar trees. They're actually related to cottonwoods and aspen. They grow in zones 1 through 11, so most everybody can grow them. They have really beautiful shiny leaves, and in the fall turn a great yellow color before losing their leaves for winter. They have an upright growth pattern, so they do, if you're trying to create a screen with them, which is what they're mainly used for, they do need to be planted fairly close together. They grow 50 to 100 feet tall and about 15 to 30 feet wide. And other than their beauty, I got them because they are a fast growing tree, achieving 6 feet in height per year. Okay, so as you might have noticed, this video was filmed over a couple of days, and that's because this beast really takes it out of you. However, when you compare it to digging all of those holes by hand, especially in this hard soil, I'm super glad I have this. I'm actually not dreading planting our orchard like I had been. However, while it does make the work much easier and quicker, I don't recommend this to smaller people, some older people. The centrifugal force that this creates is quite large. I did find a trick though. If you let one of the handles rest on your leg while you're drilling, it does take some of the stress off of your torso. That's also good practice because when this auger, any auger really, even the small ones for tulips that hook to a normal drill, when they get caught up on something like a rock, and this went through small rocks and gravel really well, but rocks that are like, maybe a little smaller than fist size, a little bigger than fist size, it can catch on those. And at that point, the auger itself stops spinning and the actual drill you're holding starts to spin. So if it's against your leg, it kind of helps from like just throwing you over. But it did power through decomposed granite, hard clay soil, gravel, chicken gopher wire, And I'm not just using this for planting trees. While it will be a tremendous help, I actually used it over in the vegetable garden last week to dig the holes for the stakes for my new rabbit fence. So it really made quick work of that. I'm also going to be using it to dig the holes for the 4x4 posts, which will become our outdoor run of our chicken coop. So overall, while it may not be for everyone, I really found this Badger Earth Tools auger to be a huge help and time saver. And that's going to help me now and in the years to come as I try and tackle all of this land. So I want to thank Badger Earth Tools for sending me this auger in just the perfect time, and also to thank them for offering you guys a 10% discount. If you go to their website, and I have the code and everything below, they also have lawn tools. I don't have a lawn, but if you do, you might be interested in taking a look at some of those things. That's it for today. I'm going to go start planting my orchard, and I'll see you next time.